Whoops, hang on. All right. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening or good night. This is Jen at Jen's Arty Inclinations, a place to create, share and play. Hello, hello, hello. Now, I'm quite late in doing my Doodle Challenge for May. This is the 2022 Doodle Challenge May, and this one is hosted by Art and Junk Journals with Julie and Leigh's Art Studio. So these are our prompts for this month. As I say, a little bit behind in everything, so I hope you'll bear with me. This month, the main prompt is geometric, i.e. boxes, triangles, hexagons, rectangles, cones, highlight, embellish with black. And then we can have a bonus or a substitute, any two of these or none of these. So we can freestyle it, not follow the prompts at all. We can add splatters, we can add words or writing, we can add stenciling, we can add stamping. So really it's very free to interpret however you want. As soon as I saw this, I immediately thought of bookmarks. So you can see the shine. I did some bookmarks where I laminated them. We're an autism household here, so we always need a laminator to laminate visuals and all sorts of resources. I did these and I just doodled some geometric designs, and I did a watercolor background and I put them out but when I did them up, it kind of looks like they're just on the blue. But anyway, did those, and then I did one that I backed with some cloth and I laminated that just to see how it turned out. Actually, I was quite surprised how well that turned out. And then I just did a whole heap of little strips. This is just out of my sketchbook, and I made all these really cute little bookmarks, and I feel like these are going to be so lovely for journals. I love doing bookmarks. I love doing macrame bookmarks. This one I decided I'd put a little extra strip inside, and there's another one. So there you go. That's what I came up with. So I thought I'd do some more with you guys today. So rather than doing just on the blue, I thought I'll try one of these more highly coloured pieces that I did. So let me just use this set. I'm going to use my good fine liners today. Now the way that I did this was I did actually use a ruler, or a straight line. So where's something straight? There's something straight, that'll work. And I just just to sort of keep me within the confines when I actually do my little doodle pieces. So I'll do the same again, just a rough width, no real measuring here, although it would be good if they were square, Jennifer. There we go. My mother used to call me Jennifer when I was in trouble. In fact, so did my father. So, gosh, May was my brother's birthday just a few days ago. Happy birthday, brother dearest, because I know that you listen. I do think of you, see. I just don't ring you because I'm a rubbish sister. But you knew that already. I've really got a fabulous brother. He's pretty awesome, and you should see him with my kids and my sister-in-law. They are just phenomenal. The kids would really much prefer to live with them. So, not sure they'd prefer it, but the kids would. Alrighty, here we go. Now, I'm just going to copy one of these designs that I did. Which one do I feel like doing today? I might do this one. This was just such an easy design to do. So I'll just start, I don't know, with a 0.03. All I'm going to do is a little bit of a border, and I'm freestyling it. Freestyle. There we go. What did I do? A double border? Yes. So they'll all turn out differently, but I love this sort of hand-drawn element. It'll be very interesting to see how this looks over the colours. Then I just did some squares, which is the ode to the prompt, and I'm using black. So I love drawing in black. So that's a lot of fun. All right, and then all I'm doing is literally just doing long little lines as close as I can. And I actually want them a little bit wonky. I don't want them too straight. So there we go. So I just draw it all together. Don't think this is quite turning out the same way. Of course, I could go to a slightly finer pen. Oh, there you go. First little mistake over the edge. But I really like the look of this incredibly simple doodle. I often do it to fill spaces. It's lovely in the backgrounds of sketches. But you know what it reminds me of most? I really like drawing trees. I've kind of always liked drawing trees and leaves, and so this reminds me of tree trunks. So it would be really kind of cute to do this maybe in a woodland journal, and you could do little windows with little characters peeking out. I like it. Let's do a bit of a bookmark series. I do love doing bookmarks. And I think they're wonderful because obviously you can use them in our journals. They're useful as place getters. They're useful things to fill up a pocket. There are so many different styles and ways that you can do them, but they're also really lovely, sweet little gifts. So bookmarks can be handy, obviously not just for the books that you're reading and things like that, but even in business, people have to read documents and, you know, proposals and all those other technical terms that I, thank goodness, haven't had to deal with myself for years. But imagine if that's your job, but then you get to actually use a beautiful bookmark to hold your place rather than, you know, a paperclip or something like that. I think that's a really lovely idea. So there you go, first one done. Now I'm going to, what other one will I do that was nice and quick? I quite liked how that one turned out. Let's do that. Again, I'm just going to do a border around it. Voila. As you can see, I'm not being too precise. I'm actually wanting it to be just a little imprecise. This sketchbook, I think it's just an A4 one. It is a watercolor pad, but it's a real cheapo one. So they're not, it doesn't seem like watercolor paper to me in actual fact, but I thought it would lend itself really well to these because it's soft, which is quite nice. Boom and boom. And all I did on this was, I don't know, I just kind of felt like I'd do some lines. So there wasn't any method to it. I didn't even do the same number of lines each time I went around, but I just went through and put in some lines and let them twirl around the inside of this. The inside of itself, I guess is what I'm saying here. There we go. Voila, there's one. Let's do another one. Here comes another one, just like the other one. Do 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 do. Sort of not like the other one really, it's a bit different. And I'm not turning my page. If you turn your page, you tend to get more precise lines because your hand will be comfortable in a certain position. But I'm not doing that on this one because I kind of want the wonkiness in this little bookmark. How about we do a whole heap in this and just see how that looks. And then maybe just one. Oh, now I'm really living dangerously. So how is everyone? I've got a lot of friends and people I know who are in isolation again because obviously the numbers are much bigger now that restrictions have eased so much, which we all expected, but it is hard, especially for those who I know who are immunocompromised. And, you know, I worry about both my kids, but I do worry about my younger little man. It's always hard to know if he's got a flu at the best of times because he doesn't have the words to tell us. So a little bit scary. He's had some serious medical issues in the past that have been due to nothing more than the fact that he can't tell us, and it's hard to pick up on when he's actually unwell. Yeah, let's do one of those triangle-y ones. They're always fun. I've loved doing these for years and years and years, and they kind of evolve into different forms over time. But what did this started out because I thought, okay, I'll do a zigzag line, and then it kind of changed and evolved. So can you see how you go from the corner and you just go, whoops, to that place. Now this one I may have to turn around, and I'm going to get a finer pen so that I can really, maybe not that fine, so I can really see that effect. There we go. So I'm going from the corner to just a little bit in. So if I keep turning it, then I find that easier to go from the spot that I'm going to down to the corner. I don't know why, but somehow that's more comfortable for me. So just be prepared to get a little bit dizzy because there's a few of these to go. Almost done on that little one, and that is just the first one. But this is so much fun, And obviously you don't have to have a YouTube channel. Like if you just want to join along at home, it's a wonderful challenge, and everybody who's in this is so lovely and supportive. And I mean, if you do want to share, you don't have to have a YouTube channel. You can do it on Instagram. There's even a little Facebook group, which is really lovely. So it is just fun, and it's quite nice to have the different prompts just to keep us all, you know, going along. Merrily we roll along. Okay, I'm not getting these as fine as what I'd like. It's just how it's evolving today. But maybe with the background interest, that will be quite interesting to not have them quite as precise. Do you like that? As you know, I'm very good at finding an excuse for everything. I'd love to just take a moment as well to thank everyone who subscribed and commented and liked my videos. I really appreciate it. It's lovely just feeling like I'm actually crafting along with you. Well, you know, that's what I tell myself. I kind of pretend that that's what I'm doing, and you know, I'm always talking to myself anyway, so at least I can pretend that there's a purpose in me talking to myself. It's been a while since I've had a moment to actually do a video where I am talking, because my children have not been managing to make it to school as much as they need to, and so that just means that, you know, I'm not available to just sit and chat and record while I'm crafting, because there are constant interruptions and there's noise and all sorts of other lovely things that, you know, make up a family life. So it's nice to have an opportunity to just sit and chat to everyone. Really, really is. It's starting to get quite cold here in Canberra. Oh, okay, I went the opposite way there. And so that's quite interesting. Today it's 12 degrees, and yet, you know how they say the weather is this, but it feels like this? Well, today it's 12 degrees apparently, and at that time it felt like 3. And I can tell you, yes, it did. And so nothing to complain about. I mean, down in the snowies, it already feels like -12. So I went and made sure I had jackets and all those sorts of things out for the boys, and getting out their winter jumpers. You know, that's the thing, Canberra is prepared for the winter. So even though it's really cold, it's always warm inside, which in some ways is annoying because it can make you more sick, because you're going in and out of hot and cold all the time, and jackets on and off, but also wonderful because you're going into places with fireplaces and heating, and, you know, wonderful days to sit under blankets. And they're usually pretty days in Canberra in winter. So even though it's cold, beautiful blue skies. It's just quite, yeah, pretty, really, really lovely. So, and of course, when I was younger, we always used to hike in winter, not in summer. I was in the Blue Mountains, and my dad's reasoning for that was, well, you know, snakes hibernate in winter, so at least we don't run into snakes. Plus, you really do warm up very quickly when you're hiking, so it's a much nicer time of the year, we felt, to go hiking. Saw lots of the world that way when I was little. Whoops, I know what I'm doing. I keep getting lost on this one. And again. And whoopsie doo. Beautiful part of the world, the Blue Mountains. It's in New South Wales. It's part of the Great Dividing Range. I lived in the lower mountains, had a bit of family who lived there. My cousins, they own the local cinema. They still do. It's an independent cinema, beautiful. And my mum was always part of the local creative arts centre. I, as I said, lived in the lower mountains, had other family who lived in the upper mountains. I remember whenever it rained, everybody used to go out in the rain. It's funny. It's when you used to see everybody. But I think that's because the bush, like real Australian wonderful rugged bush, like the mountains, is just beautiful in the rain. It's so pretty, so lovely. So yeah, that was when everyone would be at the local shops and doing things. Great place, great part of the world to grow up. And actually, I miss it so much. Recently, I looked up on YouTube for people who go bushwalking, because I haven't been able to, you know, go bushwalking up there for years and years and years. And there are beautiful places like, you know, from Sassafras Gully in Springwood to the Valley of the Waters, to Govetts Leap, all those places. I thought there'll be people who have hiked this and done YouTubes on them, and there are. So I got to see some of the places that I haven't been since I was a child. So that was lots and lots of fun, especially the Valley of the Waters. Like that definitely haven't been there since I was a child. And I didn't think to look up Blue Gum Forest. I must look up that again. But yeah, seeing Empress Falls again and the Undercliff walks and just wonderful. And you know, a lot less effort than walking it yourself. I was inspired because I've been doing a little bit of bushwalking with our youngest fellow lately. Something else that he's enjoyed. So that's been quite a bit of fun. Then I might just put a bit of a thicker line around this one as well. See how that looks. Bit of a double line, a googly line over it. Voila. All right, let's do a thicker one on this one. I think I like this one the best on these so far. What else could I do? Oh, this is another really simple one. Oh, and this was really cute. I liked that too. Oh, and I love this. This is the same, but see how I've gone this way and this way over the squares. I might have to do that next because I think that would look really cool on this. So I shall do you. Then I'm actually going to do some squares or rectangles or whatever. I even do a triangle in this one. Then I'm going to use you. I shall put in my zigzag over the top. And then all I'm doing is my lines and I'm skipping those again. But this time I'm always going in the same direction. So I'm trying to keep them more straight this time. Although a little bit of a curve could be nice. See, already that looks so cute and effective. And I do quite like these over the colours. I thought it might be a bit gaudy for me, a bit bright. I'm more into my blues and browns and earthy tones, but actually I quite like this. So here I want to follow the line. Oops. Helps if you can actually see what I'm doing, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm probably all doing this in shadow and all sorts of things. Where was I? Oh yeah, I thought that I really wouldn't enjoy the look of these on the bright coloured backgrounds. However, I mean, the colours aren't that bright. They're just some subdued watercolours that I've just let ripple around the paper. However, I actually don't mind that look. I think that's kind of cool. So I might play a bit more with doing some different watercolored backgrounds. Oh, you are so cute. Now these, can you imagine doing a whole heap? Like if you were giving away books for Christmas, and who doesn't love to give away books for Christmas? Or if you were making your own notepads and sketchbooks and things to give to people. Imagine how fun it would be to just doodle up a whole heap of little bookmarks like this for them to give with, you know, the shop bought book or the handmade sketchbook that you've done for them. I think it'd be so sweet. So I might have to do some little sets, I think, and pop them in a little gift drawer so that I could give them away. And now I'm going to go the other way, and you know, I'm going to use a finer pen, a finer fine liner, fine. See what that's like. Not getting them very straight or close together, but that'll just add to the rustic nature, won't it? Nice. Yes, I do. I quite like that different contrast. So I'm not doing this quite as precisely as what I did the other one, and yet I feel like the effect is still quite interesting. It's a wonderful thing. Just using black ink, you can get so many features from just using black pen. Same as if you're just using, I guess, white pen on a blackboard, like white chalk. Used to be part of my Christmas tradition was drawing Santa Claus on my chalkboard at Christmas. I insisted on doing it every year. Used to copy it out of the most beautifully illustrated Night Before Christmas book ever that I still have. It's falling to pieces. I really should honour it and rebind it. I'd rebind that just as it is. I wouldn't actually make it into a junk journal because it's such a beautiful book. But now that I know a little bit more about book binding and those sorts of things, wouldn't be restored like a restorer would, but would save it for a few more years, hopefully. Now, something else that I just thought of then that could be quite cute is just putting a little interior shadow in these. I'm going to make it a little bit rough. Not going to do it too precisely. I want it a little bit imprecise. So there you go, mission accomplished. And in actual fact, let's just, yeah, that feels like that's a bit more anchored. Might do, don't like that, but that's okay. I'll just do one side. It's a bit better if it's not too together. See, now you can still see curls around that. It's something that is a bit of a cheater's way. If I just put a little bit of pencil in there, then smudge it a bit, you can see that even better. Not even using a proper smudger, just using my finger. That is so subtle, but actually it does make a difference. All right, now I've done 3 here, but I'm going to do 2. I'm just going to pause for a minute there. I'll be back in a second. Hi, I'm back. I always think it's so funny when us YouTubers do that. We go, oh, I'll be back in a minute, and then we pause it, and then we come and we go, oh, I'm back, because no time has passed. It's a bit hilarious to me, because to you it doesn't mean anything. We could just keep talking and you wouldn't have even known that we had left. So anyway, let's just see how this last one turns out. You know, it's nice to do a bit of a repeat, but it's also nice just to muck about and do something and use. So there you go. I'm doing not only geometric doodles, but I'm also doing geometric bookmarks. How's that sound? Awesome. I haven't done anything with a cone yet, so let's do a cone. How simple is that? I'll just do some little lines there, some little lines there, and I might just aura you inside there. Voila, that's another one. And the last one, what will I do? Just do a little bit of a border. Very simple one. I tend to do ones like this quite a lot, just squares and lines. So the first lot of these, I just did them while I was sitting in front of the telly. I was under a big woolly blanket. It was a rainy day because we've had lots and lots of rain. There's been lots of flooding, which means lots of rain for the rest of the country quite often as well. That's Australia for you. Rugged mountain ranges of droughts and flooding rains. And this one, why not? We'll just do some spirals because they're just such a lovely small piece, and doing them in the sketchbook and then cutting them up after really did make these just such a lovely, simple little project. I can hear the kitty cats meowing in the background. They're a bit unimpressed when I am mucking about with my art. They always want to have a go. I think that's what it is. That's my theory. So these bookmarks, I wanted to obviously do the doodle challenge, but I wanted to do them quickly enough so that you could also see what I do when I'm actually pasting them onto the background. Alrighty, and so, well, I might just tear them. Why not, hey? In fact, I probably don't even need to fold them like this. I could just use a ruler. Although, there you go. Already mucked up the first one. Let's try that again. But I don't mind that. See, so it's sort of like, I don't know, almost like a cardboard, this one. So I probably should be using a ruler or cutting them because this isn't working all that well. But, you know, this is just mucking about, practicing, trying different effects. What I create here, it's often the first go of something or something I enjoy doing. But, you know, it's not up to a sale standard or anything like that. These, I hope, you know, my little theory is if it inspires somebody else's creativity, if you sit there and go, gosh, I think I can do that, that's brilliant. It's exactly what I want. I want to inspire other people to understand that we are all creative. Okie dokie. So now we'll just have a little look at how these little bookmarks turned out. So do you like my autumn leaves that I'm pressing underneath my mat here? Do you know what? Yeah, they are not bad. Quite interesting with the different colours behind them. Now, I do like to round the corners on these. I feel like once you do that, it tends to just make them feel a little bit more finished. It was a big bang outside. Very windy here today. That is something about Canberra, is the wind. When the wind is just going right through your winter coats, not so much fun all the time. Round, 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 round. And so I'll do those later. But see how that just feels a little bit more finished? Now, obviously, you could lay these down. You could back them on cardboard, can pop them, as I said, straight through a laminator. For these ones, I'm just going to use some calico backing, but you could use any pretty fabric you like. And I think it's particularly wonderful when you just tear the fabric. Tear, 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 tear. And then I want to really have a bit of a rough edge. And I do like a bit of a frayed edge. Now, did I make you too narrow? No, that's good. And then all I'm doing is I'm just grabbing my glue. Glue the smaller to the bigger. I always forget, or I sometimes forget. This is fabric glue. However, it's a PVC style kind of glue, which I quite like. And it seems to work beautifully, actually. Alrighty, down you go. And voila, another bookmark. Isn't that just so cool? And then just to finish this one off so you can see one complete, and if you want you could even do in the top of these a little hole, a little one, pop you through, and then you've even got a nice little tassely taggy what's a doovie call it thing. Let's try and actually get it through. Bit of fraying. Here we go. Come on, in you go. You can do it. Come on, little ribbon. So I'll just tie an overhand knot in that, and voila. And there you have it. That, my friends, is a little bookmark. So these are the ones that we did today. So I'll pop onto some fabric or something for later. And that is the hashtag 2022 Doodle Challenge May. This is May, so please everybody go and check out all the other people. If you click on that hashtag, you'll see everybody else's contributions. There are some wonderfully talented people, some great fun channels to watch. You'll really enjoy it, and everybody seems to have really different, really unique takes on these particular challenges, on this actual doodle one, which I just love. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the flip side. Take care, everybody. Woo, bit of a messy desk. We'll just move that out and pretend that never happened. Bye. You can like and subscribe below, and as always, keep creating. See you next time. Bye.